People around here trust the shepherds. Jamie, Adam, and the other Jamie. They always have. The sheep trust them too. Gather round. I'll throw another log on the fire and turn it up just a touch, cause another episode of the BHHcast is starting now.
Sheep, brand new episode starts now. It is the BHHcast. Jamie Bendel, Jamie Hernan, and Adam. Hey!
Welcome back, sheep. We're gonna go have a fun one today.
Today's episode gets a little squirrely, to use an animal analogy. I feel like we got a little fixated on non-human creatures.
We did. I'm not gonna lie.
Guest this episode is Eddie Ifft. You're going to hear about his party exploits that ran afoul of the law in his days as a lifeguard on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Yep.
So do you ever think about cuddling with animals?
I mean, other than like domesticated animals?
I'm saying when you contemplate animals, do you think that's an animal I'd like to cuddle with?
Yes, indeed.
Really?
Yeah. Like a koala bear, maybe a panda. I will actually cuddle with an animal or two. Like my dog, I like to hang out with the dog. He jumps up and takes a nap on the couch every once in a while.
There are times when the dog kind of wants to snuggle in.
Yeah.
And I think, this is an animal.
Oh, and
now,
you're
is this
saying
the good dog or the bad dog?
The bad dog is desperate for attention.
yeah.
Definitely wants to be
Probably why
like,
it's bad.
pet me, hug me, hold me.
Yeah, the lack of that might be contributing to bad dog.
I 100% withhold affection
Yep.
from the bad dog.
Yeah, that's why he's bad. But the you're saying that you like to keep the rank clear between human and beast in your home?
No, sometimes I just catch myself and I'm like, yeah, it's my buddy. It's the dog that I like.
Oh.
It's kind of, it is soothing. Like, it's nice.
Yeah,
And then
very
I'm like,
nice.
but this is an actual animal.
Oh, I don't like to go
Like,
there.
I'm remembering that, like, this is just an animal.
Yeah, I don't like to go there. I consider, my dogs I'm definitely don't think of as animals anymore. They've somehow become an elevated.
Did you even name your dogs?
Good dog, bad dog.
Yeah, good dog, bad dog.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Which is
way.
almost self-fulfilling,
Yeah.
where he withholds attention from bad dog
Yeah.
and calls him bad
And
dog.
you know what the bad dog in our house knows the answer to?
What?
Who's a good girl? Because it's the other dog. I don't ask that question to him rhetorically. I ask it specifically. Who's a good girl?
Not you.
That dog over there. That's a good girl.
I wonder why he's angry.
Who's a bad boy? You are.
He must love you.
He broke a collar again, which I'm happy about because we're on the cusp of going out of town for spring break. So I'm happy that the collar broke
Yeah.
so I could replace the collar for the people who are going to watch
Yeah,
the dog
before
while we're
you
away.
leave, yeah.
Because that's just a
Was it broken
mess.
on a walk?
No, he breaks them in the backyard. The good
I
dog.
think he takes bad dog on walks.
Oh.
Yeah, I go on false walks with the bad dog.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Treadmill.
oh, if I could get that dog on a treadmill, he's so dumb. He could probably go for it. He'd be like, "This is the greatest."
This is a dream. If
Yeah,
I could
no.
only have a Peloton screen
No,
in front of me
no.
that
Good
looks
dog,
like.
good dog gets full walk.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen you in Good Dog on
Yeah.
your walks. It's not just a regular dog walk. It's basically a pilgrimage
Yeah.
around.
Bad dog out the driveway, about 50 yards down the street, home.
Hey, the funny thing is that
He gets the worst.
It's a fake walk.
and
It's
he
a
makes
total
I
big
fake
walk.
walk him.
and he makes bad dog watch good dog getting a walk on surveillance video.
You don't do that.
No.
That's the step too.
But I will say, Good Dog has a jingle bell on her chain, and so Bad Dog can totally hear.
that she's
So
not.
we leave. We go out into the garage
Yeah.
to get the collar on and
Yeah.
to whatever, and it's a jingle bell. So he's inside and hears the jingle jingle and knows what's going on. Off we walk, can hear the jingle disappear into the distance, and then hears the jingle coming back.
Bad dog's thinking, man, my walk was so short. I'm surprised
No.
I can't hear the jingle from here.
No. Bad Dog is like, outside is so short. And then he's totally fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what a bad dog he is.
Is the ASPCA or PETA going to protest us first?
Yeah.
Nobody should protest us. He has a fenced backyard he's allowed to go out in, and he's, he's fed. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Jamie is a good dog owner. I can tell
yeah,
you
I'm
that.
not, I just don't like him.
But he's a good dog owner. Not a bad dog owner. He's a horrible bad dog
No,
owner.
I totally disown bad dog.
He's a good dog owner.
I'm a good dog owner.
Bad dog owner.
I'm actually a good bad dog owner because I still have bad dog in my house. If I was a bad dog owner, bad dog wouldn't be here anymore. Bad dog would be off with some other family.
There are no bad dogs. Only bad owners.
But you understand that if bad dog went with another family, bad dog might become good dog.
He could be, but he's out of my life. I have no idea. I mean, that would be like saying I had somebody that was a crazy ex-girlfriend and they turned out to be somebody else's amazing wife. Well,
How
good
does he
for them.
bust out of the collars? What's going on with the collars?
I have no idea. He's on a chain in the backyard. So he goes out and he's...
What?
Yeah, so good dog gets to go out, roam free.
Okay.
Bad dog, because he digs out of the yard, kind of like a burrowing animal.
Oh, Jesus.
I can no longer trust him to be free in the yard.
You know, this is kind of
he
like
digs out under the fence.
this is kind of like in a hearing or a trial where the witness just keeps talking and keeps burying themselves.
No,
And I have
own it.
all these lists of questions, but I'm not going to ask any of them. Just keep talking because the sheep are starting to like us a lot better, Adam.
Okay, I'm going to tell you
I
that.
think the sheep are getting concerned about bad dogs.
So bad dog. I have a 5-foot fence
Okay.
that goes around the yard. Bad dog, who is a 60-pound whippet mix of some kind.
Why'd you pick 5 feet on the fence?
It was there when we bought the
It
house.
seems a little too low.
I would have preferred 6 foot, but it's a 5-footer.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway,
And you never thought maybe I should replace it?
well, it's shares. So my neighbor has a 5-footer around their yard, and the neighbor next to me has a 5-footer.
Okay,
so
so
it's
you're
all
a general
5-footers.
5-footers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bad dog, if you came up to the opposite side of the fence, bad dog could jump up, get his nose and front paws over 5-foot fence.
Wow.
So he
Tricky.
has hops,
Okay, good.
total hops.
Yeah.
But he's an escape artist. So he's on a rope. He's on a 30-foot, chain rope thing.
I'm worried about
I
that.
can't get the dog to stop digging out of the fence.
He's trying to escape you.
It's not me.
No, it is you.
It could be.
Yeah.
No, not me.
No?
He
loves you?
he does. Because he's a
Okay.
dog.
But if we were to ask bad dog for the meet in 3, and we'll just skip to the 3, what are the 3 attributes bad dog would say about you?
Abrupt,
He's abrupt.
dismissive,
He's dismissive.
quick to anger.
He's quick to anger.
And what is bad dog's meat?
Me.
Oh.
I am the meat of that dog's life. I am 100% the leader of that dog's pack.
Yeah.
What do the girls think about Bad Dog?
Does
Does anybody love Bad Dog?
He has some advocates in the house,
Good.
but he doesn't have
He doesn't have.
unanimity in
Right.
his advocacy. And he has way too many years left in his life for us to not have to come up with some solution other than the way things are now. Whoa. I mean, he's a young dog. He's
Yeah.
4, so,
Why do you stop him from escaping? He's trying to lead a better life.
Oh no, he's not. He loves Jamie.
He could be trying to lead a better life. He doesn't know what he wants. That's his problem. He doesn't know what he wants. He's like an Instagram meme waiting to happen. Right? He is the canine embodiment of the grass is greener.
So he doesn't know what he wants, and that's comes from the comedian, attorney, used car dealer podcast. That guy.
Oh, I know
Possible
100% what I
politician.
want.
Possible.
Yeah, I'm very clear on what I want.
Okay. You seem to have a lot of different paths.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to escape.
Okay, solid.
What
Or are you?
No, I'm in. I'm
let's get
locked
into
in.
that.
Yeah.
So why don't you try a 30-day trial period of taking bad dog on actual walks, cuddling with bad dog, treating bad dog like good dog, and let's see what happens to bad dog.
What if he becomes good dog? Then how would they know the names of the dogs at that point?
Good dog 1, good dog 2.
Oh no, you've confused the whole system in the house.
So here's where your theory is flawed. That time period that you describe existed for this dog as a puppy.
He elected the bad.
He chose the bad dog life.
How did he choose that?
He
was bad dog.
No, but when
we've
he
had 6 dogs that have lived in this house. He's the first one that's dug out all the time.
Digger.
Right? I mean, it's him. It's not me.
Okay.
all right.
And if I was breaking up with him, I would tell him that. I'd be like, look,
It's you, not me.
This is you. Nummy.
I am a great
And you know
boyfriend.
why? Because look at this amazing other dog that you live with.
Good dog.
This dog figured out how to get with the program.
Yes.
Just get with the program. And there's always the theory like, oh, they're they'll grow out of it.
No,
No,
not growing out of it.
don't grow out of it. I will say on our mini walks, to Bad Dog's credit, which makes his
Here we go.
Breakthrough.
Bad
Here it
dog
comes.
credit. Here it comes.
which makes his bad behavior that much worse.
Oh,
We're so close.
he shows he can be good.
So we go on our fake walk,
Yep.
and anytime he puts tension on the leash, I stop walking,
Yep. Good training.
and he then sits,
Oh, nice. Good for him.
and then we walk, and then anytime
He starts pulling and he'll sit.
right.
Oh, that's a great response. That's what you want.
Okay. But have you ever seen that movie Memento, where the person has to write things all over their body to remember their clues because they have no short-term memory?
Yeah. Movie in reverse. Yeah.
That's Bad Dog's problem. So the next night we go out, he doesn't remember, don't pull on the leash.
But he relearns it every night.
Or maybe he pulls in the leash
Every
because
night.
he just wants to have those moments where you stand there and he sits and you guys.
No, Bad Dog's
You share a
thinking,
moment.
I want to go where Good Dog's going.
Right.
He doesn't know where Good Dog goes.
Yeah.
'Cause
He
he
knows
never
that
gets to
the
go.
jingle
Oh, they
bell goes
talk.
a long way.
Yeah, they talk.
Good Dog keeps my secrets.
Because he's a good dog.
She knows.
She knows.
She doesn't.
It's
That's
secret
good.
safe with me.
That's out of fear.
Secret safe with me, Dad. That's what she says.
No.
She's afraid that she's going to get treated like Bad Dog.
Oh, she for sure sees what happens to Bad Dog.
Oh.
Bad Dog does not. It is, we leave the house. Bad Dog's got to go in the crate.
Yep. Good
'Cause
dog
he
roams the house.
Pulls hats off counters and eats them.
Oh. Poor guy.
Right. He's eaten like 3 mouses at the computer down in the kitchen.
PC or Mac?
Max.
Okay, well, those are expensive mouses.
He eats them.
Well, that's not good.
Mice.
Mouses.
I would say mouses, not mice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pluralize it.
Are you gone crazy with the whole mice thing?
Yeah.
It's mouses.
All right. Anyway, good episode. It's a gander of
A gander or a
gander.
gaggle?
A gander of mice?
mice. It's a gander of mice.
Enjoy
We
the
should
episode.
bring in a guest. So when we get
Yeah.
back, it's going to be Eddie Ifft.
Yep.
Eddie is going to take us on we've been there, but you're about to go. It is an adventure. If you don't know the number of a lawyer, you might want to get one because you might catch a case by the time this episode's over.
Watch out for the party warrants.
Podcast, we'll be back.
Taka taka. We're spending a lot of money on Bendel.
He put in a request to get a hot air balloon ride to the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you approved it, by the way.
Well, I thought we were joking about that. I literally thought we were joking, but we can't joke about stuff like that anymore.
No. And he had 2 come just so that, one would go in a different direction and, for
to get
security
rid of the
purposes.
assassins. Yeah, he's so weird about that.
Yeah.
So
Although-
this is the ad for the Jamie Bendel Fund.
We're not able to afford the hot air balloon. If
No.
you don't contribute money now,
We're gonna lose him.
he may actually have to come by ground transportation.
Yeah.
I shudder to think.
Anyhow, please give what you can. Maybe just for the cost of a cup of coffee every day, we can afford to give Jamie his balloon.
For just $35 a month, you can support a podcast host who needs you.
Jamie needs you. Bendel needs you.
We need you.
Will you answer the call?
Welcome back to the podcast. Jamie Bendel, Jamie Hernan, Adam Haig.
Huh.
Joined by our guest this episode, Mr. Eddie Ifft. We are excited to have you on the show. Welcome in, Eddie.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. I have a feeling this is going to be the best show ever.
All right, guest question we ask all the time is the following. A meat and 3 restaurant is where you get a meat as an entree, you get 3 side dishes. The way we ask it in the context of our show is in your life, Eddie. What is the meat? What is the organizing principle around which all things revolve?
I hate to not be funny, but I would say my family.
Okay. Now, the sides, the 3, what are the attributes that you would like people to most closely associate with you?
My ability to hide my girlfriend from my family.
Good one.
My my ability to embezzle money so that my wife doesn't know for the divorce, and my sneakiness that I can hide all this.
That Eddie's so sneaky.
But they're all in the same theme, which I like. That your sides are all in the same category.
No, let me answer that honestly. So what was the question? The question was, what's the meat? I said the family, and then the next question was, what are the qualities that what?
The three attributes that you would like people to most closely associate with you.
You know what? To be honest, I really don't care what people think, but I guess I do. I guess I try to be a good person. I try to be loyal, and a good friend. And I don't know what the third would be. I guess it's all stuff I wish that people would think of me, but I don't think they do. I guess the other would be selfless, which I know I'm incredibly selfish. So,
but you're working on it.
I should work on it. I don't.
All right, so we do a rapid fire round where we do in-depth, deep questions, short answers. As the guest, you get the choice of clockwise or counterclockwise.
And this is a very important answer.
Okay.
So where are you going to go? Clockwise, counterclockwise for the win.
I'll go clockwise.
All right, clockwise, starting
Dodged the bullet
with
there, though. We
Jamie.
dodged the bullet.
All right. What is the largest animal that you could defeat in hand-to-hand combat?
Oh, an armadillo.
Okay. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Too hot.
What wastes the most time in your day-to-day life?
Podcasting.
What is the largest animal with which you would cuddle?
Kangaroo.
If you could only change one event in history, what would you choose?
COVID.
How handy are you when it comes to fixing things?
I'd say Space Shuttle Challenger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking
Challenger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
What is the largest animal with which you would like
What
to
is your
spend a
deal with animals
COVID
right now?
quarantine?
A lot of animals. Is this a bestiality podcast? Because I think there's a niche for that.
Yeah, seriously. What is your favorite holiday decoration?
Favorite holiday decoration would be what's the Thanksgiving that horn of plenty thing? The
cornucopia.
Wow.
A cornucopia. Yes,
Nice.
that by far.
Oh, lovely. And Jamie, for the
Final
win.
question. What weird quirks did you pick up from your parents?
I'm very weirdly organized, like my dad, in a lot of ways. But from my mother, I'd say, for being a comic, I tell too long of stories, and I got that from my mom. I don't know if that's a weird quirk.
Pretty good.
That's good. What's the largest animal that you would trust to do your taxes?
Honestly, enough with the animal thing. Yeah.
Oh, and I get a bonus.
The human animal. He trusts the human animal to do his taxes.
No, that's
I'm starting to get into that question.
The large animal question. What's the largest animal?
I'm starting a side podcast.
Yeah. Called. It should be
the
great.
largest animal.
Right.
Should be great.
What's the largest animal you would trust to do your taxes?
You want to take the show in a really weird direction. I don't know why I do this on every podcast. I did it on Joe Rogan's podcast. There was a bestiality farm in the state of Washington where a guy got arrested for running a bestiality farm. That guy graduated a year ahead of me in high school.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking it to just that fun fact.
Interesting.
Because I got really nervous there, but
he's
I
rocking next
think
to a
it
celebrity.
does. I think it does beg the question: was the high school you went to an animal mascot or a human mascot?
It was a fox.
There you go.
And we're done. That's enough. The shrinks have left the building.
By the way, this is the BHHcast, so it's Bendel, Hernan, Haig. So it sounds like, sheep.
Bah.
The BHHcast. All right?
It sounds like a law firm.
Interesting.
Yes. Well, when we say the full name, yes, the BHH firm.
It'll hurt in Hague.
Da-da-da-da, are you in trouble?
Da-da-da-da, have you been hurt?
Da-da-da-da, Bendel, Haig, Hernan.
Have you taken any drugs that are class actions? We are interested in you.
And you.
Come on down.
All right.
Are you all lawyers or all comedians? or both.
Yeah. We're all definitely lawyers. Yeah. The comedian part we're leaving to Bendel. But I'm pretty darn funny.
Yeah. And not really some practice overlap. The Jamies have more practice overlap than Adam.
I do corporate. They do real lawyer stuff. I read and write all the time.
I'll never understand what any of you lawyers do.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I wish I was a comedian.
Except
in
collect
COVID.
money.
Even
You know, I haven't ever really I guess when I do my contracts, they're the only times I've ever really used a lawyer in my life. And then you get 5%. So that's pretty good chunk.
So we need to talk about that because I actually was in the same boat, but these two, which because they're real lawyers, right? And they go to court and they have like prosecutors that they know and like, judges that they know. I got a pretty good speeding ticket. And for the cost of an apple pie from Cashier's Farmers Market in North Carolina, I got, a dramatically reduced sentence. Thank you.
He's actually underselling the value of my services, though, because this is a really damn good pie.
No, it's a great, great pie.
Well, they've got this thing out here called Ticket Clinic, where you just email them your ticket. You're actually texted email. I don't know what you do. You take a picture of it, you send it to them, and give them $200, and that ticket's gone.
Boom. Nice.
Boom.
I'm wondering how many customers of that Ticket Clinic place have outstanding warrants that they don't know about.
Right? They just sent them the tickets. They're like, $200, it's taken care of.
Gone. I don't have to worry about that again.
That's the funniest thing ever.
Oh, we can just stop the podcast right
if
now.
You want, we'll shut it down. That's the biggest joke he's gotten in season 4. So, yeah.
It's really funny. A buddy of mine that recommended it to me actually told me a story about he got pulled over one time and he said to his girlfriend, who's a very, very, very famous actress, he goes, "Hey, I got a warrant for my arrest, so switch seats with me."
Ooh.
She's like, "What?" He's like, "Switch seats with me right now." He's like, "You get the ticket, and I can't get the ticket." So she gets the ticket, and then he was supposed to take care of her ticket. He didn't take care of it, and then she got pulled over once and got arrested and thrown in jail.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should have trusted him about this ticket clinic.
Maybe he's not the best guy to get your legal advice from.
Yeah,
the guy not only has a warrant, but set his girlfriend up to get a warrant also.
Now I'm totally thinking maybe there's a warrant for my arrest.
I have to say, I'm stunned that if you know you have a warrant, why you ever get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Are we recording right now?
No.
We can stop recording.
We can
right
stop
now.
recording, yeah.
Oh, no, because I don't care. I tell
Okay.
things
Yeah,
all
okay.
the time. I had so many warrants. So many. I'd say probably at one point I had 8
Whoa.
in New Jersey.
Okay.
And they never, ever did anything about it. I got them all when I used to lifeguard back in, Jamie and I have talked about this, when I used to live in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. And
Were these warrants related to children drowning?
no, only one, I think. It was more like indecent exposure, urination and/or masturbation in a public place.
Sure.
That was public drunkenness, noise violation.
General disorder.
Just like,
Typical lifeguard stuff.
it makes me, I sound like a fun guy. And I never paid them because I just thought I'd never go back to New Jersey. And then I got invited to a bachelor party there. And I had to go to the bachelor party because I was best man. And so I called a state cop that I knew, and I said, "Hey, coming to town, could you look up to see if there's any warrants for my arrest?" And he was like, "Holy shit."
Oof. Oof.
So he said, "Go into the police station as soon as you get there. I've talked to them. You're going to pay off all of these." And I said, "Okay." So I paid them all. I paid all the warrants. And I thought, we're good. Everyone's good. Time to party. And
Get some new warrants.
yeah, that's basically what happened.
Oh.
Got arrested.
Oh.
Got arrested that night. And when they were letting me off after we got arrested for theft of a bicycle, which was a felony, by the way, until they reduced it to
They don't play in
what they
Stone
call it.
Harbor. They do not play.
Yeah, that's the thing. We jumped on bikes outside of a bar that were sitting there and just rode them around the street in like a circle and like put them. And the cops gave us theft of a bicycle for that.
Oof.
But I mean, well, they might have chased us around town a little bit on it. But the long story short, when we went in and we did all our stuff and they wrote us up and told us we were going to have to come back for a court date, as I was leaving, the policeman goes, "You have a warrant for your arrest." And I go, "No, I don't. Paid them all." And he goes, "No, there's one here. There's still one here. You've got a warrant for your arrest." And I said, "For what?" And he goes, "Something about an air horn." And he's like, "A noise violation, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, oh my God. I was blowing an air horn one time in a house at like 3 a.m. and woke up all the neighbors. And air horns are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I was calling all my friends that have real jobs and waking them up in the middle of the night and going, "Hey, what are you doing? We're partying." And I'd blow the air horn. And the cops came and they were going to write us up. And they said, "Look, just stop." They said, "These horns are for recreational boating usage only. You can't use them in a house, blah, blah, blah. It's a noise disturbance." So we blew up a raft and went out into the middle of the bag after the cops left.
Hey,
And
copper.
Pew,
Bow, bow.
That's exactly what we did. And they showed up and they were I've never heard cops yell like that. They were like, "Get out of the water."
I'm thinking that Bendel may have a warrant in New Jersey because as soon as you started talking about New Jersey, he
shut down.
got very quiet.
I
thought
noticed that too.
Stone Harbor, I thought you'd be all over it, but no, he's like, "We're not talking about this in public."
Yeah.
They're party warrants.
Party warrants.
Party warrants. Who doesn't have party warrants?
Who
Yeah,
wants to
those-
party, officer? I do.
They should have a different name for them. They shouldn't be called warrants. Those should be like party fouls or something, and you got to pay off your fouls.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
You have 4 party fouls, so you're gonna have to pay the fine or come with me.
Somebody ripped your toga off, and you ran the whole way home. You get a foul. That should not be an arrest.
No.
So, quick overview of podcast history. You're not inexperienced in the creation of audio content, right?
I forget when my first podcast was, but well, look at the 2 guys I've hosted podcasts with: Jim Jeffries and Brian Callen.
Right.
Are my
Yeah.
2 co-hosts. So Brian and I did one called Wingmen years ago, which hasn't held up well. And Jim and I did one called Talking Shit that hasn't held up well. At the time, very funny. Now, different culture.
Okay. But so, and then you did the, weren't you on tour on the bus?
Oh, yeah. So then I switched to the Bingle Show. So I started podcasting probably around 2000. No, maybe a little bit after, like 2005. Yeah, but 2005 was my first podcast. Did that one, then Talking Shit lasted for, I don't know, like 8 years or something, and then turned into the Wadcast. Or no, turned into the Bingle Show. And then I also do, the one I do now is called the Wadcast.
And do you feel like, so we have the discussion all the time, right? And I'm having a candid conversation about it. We try to figure out, like, is it just a focus of put your head down and make good content that entertains you and have real conversations with the guest? Or do you reach for a different perspective in trying to shortcut some of the steps?
I think at this point, it's definitely niche. Like, niche. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I have done a podcast that had a huge audience that never made me $1. It just like bankrupted me, basically. It cost so much to make and people loved it, but there was no market. Like the advertisers didn't want anything to do with it. And at the time we didn't realize how to get our fans to, like pay us through like Patreon or anything like that. That wasn't a model. And then I switched to this health and fitness podcast that I do that has 1/10 the listeners, but makes 10 times the money because I have lots of advertising on it. So you need to find the people that, like, I found a guy who kills rats. I had a rat problem at my house, a mouse rat problem. I live up in the mountains, couldn't get rid of this one rat.
I currently have a squirrel problem at my house, so it's timely.
Destroyed my attic.
Right.
Destroyed my attic. Found a guy on YouTube who, like, lives and dies catching rats. He had some of his YouTube videos had 60 million views.
Wow.
60 million views. And this guy, he's the most awkward man in the world. Like this one time he caught these rats he built a ramp up to a bowl and then put vegetable oil in the bowl. So they would go up the ramp, try to go in to like drink the oil, and they would get in and they couldn't get out.
Oh.
And in the morning, and he had a camera set up so you could watch it. In the morning, he had 7 rats. So he's taking them out and cleaning them with Dawn dishwashing soap. And he says, I'm not going to kill these. These ones I'm going to keep.
Whoa.
He's like Willard. And, but like, here's this guy who has this niche market of, he's the rat guy.
King of the rats.
Yeah. And so anybody that wants to catch a rat is going to this guy. So you've got to find something like that.
Yeah, it's in hearing you say that, it is nice to have you on the last episode of the BHHcast.
Whatever happened to that podcast that you guys are doing? Well, we had Eddie on,
And we kind of just
I felt like we all went and saw our guidance counselor and be like, so I don't know that I need senior year English because me and 3 guys were starting a band.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that there are really, really creative ways to go to make podcasting. And the what everybody's missing is everybody goes to pitch TV shows because if you sell one, they give you a chunk of cash. And it's like, great, I got this money and they're going to do all the work. But the truth is, like, if you really liked your idea, you can do it. And you don't even have to do it video-wise. You can do it audio. Like, I wanted to do a VH1 show. I pitched to VH1 years ago where I go and meet up with all my, like, former, like, childhood celebrity stars that are no longer stars. You know, like Jake from 16 Candles, or like
Carpenter, right?
In Lehigh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like I go, and because they're nobodies now, I can meet them, and I try to like be friends with them, and then try to like make a comeback with them. Like, come on, man, you were Jake. Like, you know, you were Shoot in that other movie with that other guy and that other lady. But,
you know the one.
Yeah. But anyway, that show, VH1 shot me down. They were like, shot me down. But like, I could go make that as a podcast now. And with Zoom, I could contact these people, put them on. And then that's like a niche that I go, hey, I have all these like childhood celebrities that aren't, and you know, one's my lawyer now, you know, Chunk from the Goonies.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, he worked on one thing for me, but Jeff Cohen, who was Chunk in the Goonies, is probably half the comedians in LA, their lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, Google him. It doesn't look the same anymore.
More or less?
Less. Lost a lot of weight. Lost a lot of hair.
Interesting.
But he's a super nice guy. And but like, how cool is that? Like that, there he was, and here he is now.
So what we should be starting is a lifeguard podcast where it's like rescue stories from Tower 12.
Not a bad idea.
Right?
Stone Harbor Rescue, Tower 12.
Yeah, but everybody's probably got stories.
What's the name? The name of the lifeguard podcast.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
It's Tower 12. Is
Tower
what it
12.
is.
Oh yeah, Tower 12.
I like Tower 12.
The Tower 12 podcast.
That's awesome, actually.
So Eddie,
You could do a sheep riding a surfboard as your logo.
That would
we have that. Yeah,
really
we would
bring
loan
the
it out
numbers.
though. We could license that out.
We could license it to them.
Yeah, sheep on a surfboard. I mean, our logo is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So Eddie, what we did was we did a logo before we recorded the first episode.
Right. So we worked, and we probably spent 4 or 5 months on the logo. And
Always
then
the most important.
thought about the podcast.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
maybe,
it's all about the branding.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to start,
Yeah.
don't wait to figure out if it works.
No, we had those T-shirts and the hats all made up.
Yeah.
And then we were like, maybe we should start recording something.
Yeah. Yeah. We were going to go with Karen's 50th birthday. but we felt like that was too on the nose.
And now
Have
there's
you
people
thought about this?
all over
Have you just-
disadvantaged countries that are wearing podcast T-shirts, which is great. You know, it
Have you
says,
thought about calling it cart before the horse?
yeah,
Yeah. Projects that, see, now that would be a great podcast if you talk to people that did everything wrong in the launch of their business. Right?
right.
What?
That's actually hysterical. I had a guy on my Wadcast podcast. I usually have on experts who in strength, conditioning, health, nutrition, fitness, you name it. They're an expert in their field. I have them on and I interview them. This guy writes to me and goes, I think I'd be a great guest. He's like, I started a dating site for people that work out, you know, and this has been done a million times. And I'm like reading it like blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I also have one eye and it falls out often while I'm working out. And I just was like, your book.
Whoa. Yeah, that's cool.
And I had him on the podcast live and he took his eyeball out for me a couple times. It was pretty cool. And he was the biggest train wreck ever. Like, this is a guy who had everything, lost everything, continued to like mess everything up. He started a charity foundation because his friend died and then his friend's family kicked him out.
Oh,
And just everything that could go wrong, this guy. And it was just great. So I think people would like to listen to, like, you know, like there's so much like positive shit on the internet of like, hey, we can help you do this. Hey, we can make your life better. Let's make it worse. You know, like let's listen to some failures.
yeah.
I really like that.
It's not how I
That's a
succeeded.
great
It's how I failed bigger than the last guest.
Mhm. Worse than you.
Yeah.
And then your listeners are like, I can do that too.
I can fail. And if this business venture doesn't work out, at least I can be on the podcast.
I could be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Success is not funny.
So, okay, so hang on a second. When the guy takes his eye out, did you get to hold the eye?
No, I wouldn't touch it. That's gross.
Okay.
That's gross.
In
Not
the-
the eye coming out.
In
but-
the socket, is it like smooth in the back? Is it what's the inside
So
of the
it's not like a ball that goes into the eye. It's almost like a half an oval, like an egg that's like half shaped. So it's like a giant contact lens.
Is there like a Lego connector?
There's not if there was a Lego connector, it wouldn't keep falling out.
It
Obviously.
was gross. I had trouble looking at it, and I looked in his eye.
With the socket out, with the eye out?
Could you see his soul?
No, he didn't have
No,
his eye.
but like you can see in there, and it's just a lot of fleshy grossness.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's pretty cool though. I needed to see that.
All right, Eddie. So listen, where do people find you in the spirit world?
My brand new album was released today called Sweet Home Malabama, and it's available on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, Napster. You can get it everywhere. So it's called Sweet Home Malabama. Eddie Ifft. You can find it on my Instagram at Eddie Ifft. It's up in the bio, the links to it, and you can find it on YouTube. I think if you just search my name,
Search your name.
Eddie Ifft, IFFT.
Hey, I do have to ask you the question. In what ways is Malibu like Alabama?
Well, I don't live in Malibu proper. I don't live down on the beach. I live up in the mountains where it is a lot. Here's how it's like. It's very hard to describe. Like on one side of me, right up the creek, lives Will Smith. And right beside me lives a guy who operated on his own scrotum.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've actually listened to this album. Excellent story about Eddie being taken into the woods by a former center for the Philadelphia Eagles with an axe.
Oh, yes, that's a true story.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you could get to us on your drop day. That was great. So I know you did lots of press today. You must be.
Album drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a. That's why my head's in a. I just can't believe how much I've done. So many podcasts, so many radio shows today, and then also all the like texting and tweeting and Instagramming. I'm like, I didn't get into it for this.
Right.
Right.
It's the byproduct of the beast. The machine.
Yeah.
The machine needs food.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
of the podcast you did today,
This was by far the best.
that's what I kind of thought you were going to say.
Yeah. Can we answer more animal questions, though?
I think we have a new member of the flock, shepherds.
What is the largest animal that you would trust to drive you home if you had had too much to drink at the bar?
Okay, that's a good question.
I know.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I would let any member of the ape species drive me home. Any member. Anyone. Even spider monkey, anything. Like, I'm not going to let any other animal drive. Not a dog, not a cat, nothing with, like, a bear.
Silverback gorilla, though, you're totally good with.
Even if it was trained to do it, I'm not getting in the car with any other species. But I will definitely, even if you said this is the first time this chimpanzee's ever driven a car, I'm getting in.
I think we could do a 70s sitcom with you getting driven home from bars by a chimpanzee.
Hang on a second. I'm thinking you put therapy dogs in Teslas and you have like super Uber.
Yeah.
Right? Autonomous vehicles awesome. With therapy dog drivers.
But he wants apes.
No, but I'm saying you could do it with other animals. I think he's onto something.
Self-driving cars, I'll get in with anything except for crocodile or alligator. Baby alligator, I would get in.
Okay.
But if the animal has to drive, I'm only trusting a monkey. I like anything of the monkey family. Okay.
I think that makes sense. I think that's just smart.
I agree with that.
Okay, the final one is, what's the largest animal that you would trust to have as your cellmate in prison? And if you were in prison with this large animal, would you choose top bunk or bottom bunk?
It would always be top bunk.
Yep.
And I would choose, the largest I would choose is probably a bear.
Okay.
I would want a bear as a roommate or a cellmate because I feel like you could train the bear, but then you could also have it as protection.
Right. Nobody's messing with the guy with the bear in his cell.
Yeah. Nobody's coming in that cell.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Eddie. It's been great having you.
I actually think selecting a bear as a cellmate, since we're talking about animals as cellmates, he's probably also, I would choose probably a burrowing animal.
Oh.
I would choose an animal that burrows.
That digs.
I would choose a digging animal to be like,
that's genius.
Right?
Yeah. That's what you want.
Could you imagine you get stuck with the beaver and he just keeps building you in? Right? He's like, we're just going to do another dam here and another dam here.
No, I'm trying to escape.
We don't need any more shelter.
Jesus
Christ, you're a stupid
gnaw
beaver.
through the bars? I don't know.
Yeah. No, just eat the bars,
Eat the
dumbass.
bars.
You don't have to bring home the wood from lunch.
Beaver's the one animal you usually don't see in prison.
Hey-oh! Well, it depends on what kind of prison.
Listen.
Oh, there you go. Nice air horn.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I think
like
police are calling from Philadelphia.
I like it when his guest brings his own air horn.
I have one at all times.
Good boy.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. It was a good time. Good luck in the future. Keep up the animal questions. It was my highlight. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. All right. And hopefully we'll see you here in Atlanta before too long, Eddie.
Sweet home Alabama.
I'm super vaccinated, so bring me down anytime.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Be safe.
All
right, that was Eddie Ifft. Sheep, move along. Time to get back to the pen.
All right, you heard it here. Go home, Taka Taka.
We'll be here when you get back.
Fire is getting low. This episode of the BHHcast is over. Time to go home now, sheep. Go on, back to where you came from. We'll call you back when it's time for another BHHcast. Taka Taka.